Hello Rush Duelists! It's been a while, but today we're gonna have a Rush Duel showcase featuring the Galaxy and Insect type decks you can build with the very first Go Rush booster. Ready, set, Rush Duel! Yudias summons two Bright Sentinels, and releasing both, he tribute summons at level 7 Milky Wave Neo, setting one card, turn end. The Insect Lord sets 3 monsters in defense, 2 cards in his back row end, ends his turn. Yudias summons Shadow Sentinel, sets 1 card, and battle, he attacks the middle monster with Milky Wave Neo. It is the Silkworm Fibulon, crushed, and Shadow Sentinel will attack the upper monster, Biomecha Mantis, taken out as well. Turn end. The Insect Lord flip summons his last surviving monster, Atlas Combat Beetle, and summons another Biomecha Mantis. With its effect, by returning an insect from your grave to the deck, you can choose one face-up enemy monster, reduce its defense by 300 until the end of the turn, and after that, change that monster to insect type till the turn ends. So the Insect Lord returns Fibulon to his deck, and selects Shadow Sentinel, lowering its attack and turning it into an insect type monster. And now the Insect Lord will release both monsters on his field to tribute summon at level 8, the insect type Dynus Dorcas, which has an effect, but the Insect Lord won't be using it just yet. Instead, he plays the spell Insect Rampage. By returning 2 monsters from your grave to the deck, all of your face-up insects gain 300 attack until the end of the turn. And if there's a face-up insect monster on your opponent's field, you can also choose and destroy one face-up level 8 or lower monster on the opponent's field. So by returning Atlas Combat Beetle and 1 Mecha Mantis to the deck, since Shadow Sentinel is treated as a bug until the end of the turn, Milky Wave Neo can be chosen and torn to pieces. The Insect Lord sets a card in battle. Dynus Dorcas attacks Shadow Sentinel. But in response, Yudias activates his trap, Transam Alive. When your face-up Galaxy monster is destroyed by your opponent's attack or effect, if you have no other monsters on the field, you can choose a normal Galaxy monster from your hand or graveyard with at least 1600 attack and special summon it to your field face up. So, from Yudias' hand, as the ship of memories revolves around the cosmic skies of Oblivion, the stars and planets swirling through the heavens call upon the name hidden in their chests. Take flight! The level 8 Galaxy-type monster, Galactica Oblivion. Turn end. Yudias will start by casting Universe Storm. While you control a face-up Galaxy monster, it is an MST, and Yudias chooses the card right behind Dynus Dorcas. It was Advanced Lock. Now he will play the legendary spell card, Dark Factory of Mass Production. This card allows him to recycle 2 normal monsters from his grave. So he brings back 1 Bright and 1 Shadow Sentinel, then summons the Bright along with Astro Rescue. With Astro Rescue's effects, while your opponent controls a monster and you have 2 face-up normal monsters on your field, you can recycle a normal monster from your grave, but during this turn, you cannot attack with level 8 or lower effects monsters. With this effect, Yudias recycles Milky Wave Neo, and by releasing Astro Rescue and Bright Sentinel, he tribute summons once again Milky Wave Neo alongside Shadow Sentinel. An extremely heavy-hitting field. Setting 1 card, it's time to battle. First he attacks Dynus Dorcas with Milky Wave Neo. With both at 2500 attack, it's a tie. Both are destroyed. But with the Insect Lord fields wide open, Shadow Sentinel and Galactica Oblivion deliver direct attacks, instantly reducing the Insect Lord's life by half. Turn end. First, the Insect Lord summons Drama of Caterpillar. By discarding an insect monster from your hand, you can gain 1 draw. Then the Caterpillar is released for an advanced set, setting 2 more monsters, and back row, turn end. Yudias summons Vortex Shooter and plays the spell Meteor Charge. Choose one of your face-up Galaxy monsters and give it piercing for the turn. And if the chosen monster is a normal monster, you may change the battle position of one of your opponent's monsters. Yudias gives piercing to Oblivion and chooses to reveal the bottom monster. Then tributing Vortex Shooter and Shadow Sentinel, he summons another copy of Galactica Oblivion. But in response, the Insect Lord activates Advanced Lock. While your life is lower than your opponent's, you can activate this card when your opponent normal summons a level 5 or higher monster. Flip that monster into defense position. But that is not going to stop Yudias. Setting 1 card, battle, he attacks the center monster with Oblivion, and it is an Atlas Combat Beetle with only 0 defense. so it is taken out, and the Insect Lord's life is reduced to almost nothing. Turn end. First, he activates the spell, Intrude Beetle. If there are 2 or more face-up insect monsters on both sides of the field, you can activate this card by discarding 1 card from your hand to draw 1 card, and after that, MST. So the Insect Lord discards Matilus and chooses Yudias' bottommost set, which is Vacua Annihilation, the ultimate trap card to have while your Oblivions are on the field. It is sent to the grave. Now the Insect Lord will flip summon his face down monster, a Matilus, and summon another Caterpillar, and then, tributing the Caterpillar, an Atlas Combat Beetle. Relentless in its hunger, the Crimson Devil of the Subterranean now emerges from the graves of its foes. Tribute summon at level 7, the insect type, Angler Digra. And its effect, you can send the top 2 cards of your deck to the grave if there is an insect monster among them. Until the end of this turn, this card's attack increases by 400 for each monster sent to the grave by this effect. So here we go. 1, there's an insect, and 2, another insect. With 2 targets, Angler Digra's attack increases by 800, rising to 3,200 till the end of the turn. Setting 1 card, Battle, Angler Digra attacks Oblivion, and the Great Cosmic Dragon is taken out. But unfortunately, there isn't much you can do about the other one, because Matilus' attack is only 1700, while Oblivion is a beast with 2500 on both attack and defense. Turn end. Yudias switches Oblivion to attack, and here comes another of his aces. When the Blade of Light sweeps through the Celestial River, the hero appears to the call of his name. Come forth, the level 4 Galaxy type, Transam Rhynak, and accompanying him, Transam Ephyrai. In response to this, the Insect Lord quickly activates the trap, Tumbling Insects. When your opponent normal or special summons a monster, you can choose up to 3 face-up attack position insect monsters on your field and change them to face-up defense. After that, if there are at least 2 face-up defense monsters on your field, you can change 1 attack position monster on your opponent's field to face-up defense. So, by changing both Matilus and Angler Digra to defense position, Rhynak is swapped to defense. And this is because Ephyrai has the effect to give Rhynak plus 1000 attack until the end of the turn. But now, there's not much point in Yudias using it. So instead, he tributes the defense position Rhynak to tribute summon at level 6, Cycline, which has this effect. By returning 4 Galaxy monsters from your grave to the deck, draw 1 card. So he returns Rhynak, Shadow Sentinel, Bright Sentinel, and an Oblivion for 1 draw. Setting 1 card, Battle. Galactica Oblivion attacks Angler Digra, but in response, the Insect Lord activates the trap, Anti-Ant's Barrier. When your opponent's level 8 or lower monster declares an attack, you can activate this trap by returning 2 insect monsters from your grave to the deck. So returning Fibalon and Biomecha Mantis, reduce the attacking monster's attack by 800 until the end of the turn, but if there is a face-up defense position insect monster on either side of the field, you can destroy the attacking monster instead. So with this effect, Oblivion's attack is reflected, and he is destroyed. Now Cycline will attack Matilus, which is destroyed, but with Digra remaining on the field, Ephyrai doesn't have an opening to strike. Turn end. The Insect Lord changes Digra to attack, and of course uses his effect once again to mill 2. Again, 2 monsters for plus 800 attack. Then Fibalon and Biomecha Mantis are summoned. Mecha Mantis will activate his effect, returning Atlas Combat Beetle to the deck to reduce Cycline's attack by 300 and turn it into an insect. And now, tributing both Fibalon and Mantis, here comes a second Angler Digra. And of course, he will go for his mill as well. Only 1 target, but fine, that's enough. 400 attack boost. Setting 2 cards, Battle. The Digra with more attack attacks Cycline, but in response, Yudias activates Strange Hold. When your opponent's monster declares an attack while you have a Galaxy-type monster in your grave, you can reduce the attacking monster's attack by 500 until the end of the turn. So that mitigates some of the damage, and now the second Digra will attack Ephyrai, inflicting some massive damage. Turn end. Things are getting interesting. Yudias summons Rhynak and 1 Shadow and 1 Bright Sentinel. And with 3 normal monsters on his field, he activates his trump card, Galactica Force, by returning 3 Galaxy monsters from your grave to the deck. All of the face-up normal Galaxy monsters on your field gain 300 attack for every single face-up normal monster on the field until the end of the turn. Since there are currently 9, All 3 of Yudias' Galaxy types gain 900 attack until the end of the turn. So now that Rhynak has 2500 attack, he attacks Angler Digra. But the Insect Lord isn't just gonna sit back and take it. He activates the trap again, Anti-Ant's Barrier, returning a Combat Beetle and Mecha Mantis to his deck to reduce Rhynak's attack by 800. So the attack backfires and Yudias takes damage. Now the Shadow and Bright Sentinels are not strong enough to take down Angler Digra, but since the Digras have effects to increase their attack power even higher during their turn, it will be too dangerous to leave them alone. Shadow Sentinel attacks the upper Digra, going for a tie, and Bright Sentinel ties with the second Digra. Turn end. The Insect Lord summons Biomecha Mantis and Dramoth Caterpillar, and then, tributing both, Emperor of the Insects, heed my call. The time has come for you to rip through my foes with your heartless blades. Tribute summon at level 8, the Insect type, Blade Armor King, Dinas Dorcas. So it looks like I won't get the chance to demonstrate his effect today, but at least let me explain it. By returning 3 monsters from your grave to the deck, you can choose one face-up level 5 to 8 insect monster on your opponent's field and destroy it. But during this turn, you cannot attack with non-insect monsters. So you summon the small ones, use their effects to turn your opponent's boss into an insect, tribute them for this guy, and smash right through. Setting 1 card, battle, Dinas Dorcas goes for a direct attack. But, in response, Yudias will activate the trap, Strange Hole, to reduce Dinas Dorcas' attack by 500, but because Yudias only has 2000 life left, that is just enough for Dorcas to end the game. So this Rush Duel is over, and the winner is the Insect Lord.